Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rick, and I'm out with fellow hiker Tom, and we are testing our mettle to figure out if hiking can be used and included in your 150 minutes a week of Zone 2 training. Specifically, of that 150, it's really important to try to attack or touch Zone 2, which is, I've done videos on Zone 2 before, but essentially 180 minus your age. I'm 61, so it comes out to about 119 on the heart rate. Tom, yours came out to
64. I think it was 118, you said?
118. So ballpark, we should be hitting, as old guys, we should be hitting let's just say 117, 118. So Tom, what's your heart rate?
Right now?
Yeah.
It was 134.
So Tom's too high. He's broken past Zone 2, entering into Zone 4. I think your Zone 5 would be 140s, 50s. So it's important to keep it in that zone. So let's slow it down a bit, Tom. I know it doesn't seem like we're exercising, but Zone 2, if the lion's share of what you do per week is in Zone 2, then you pick one day a week to hit Zone 5, which is nasty. That's when you have to sustain 150, 140, 150 beats per minute for like 15 to 30 minutes if you're really good. That's painful because of the lactic acid and the hydrogen ion buildup. But if you keep on targeting that for the Zone 5 part, it'll be easier. And I talk about 4x4s in my other video. I'll put a link down below. But for this stage, Zone 2 training, we want we're compromising on 117. My heart rate is 115. So that's not bad. I'm kind of low Zone 2. Did it change? I'm using a Fitbit. Tom's using an Apple Watch. No. Okay. Let's go slow. It doesn't sound like we're going to do much. Let's go slower. Take some deep breaths in and out. It is, I think this is the first snowfall for Illinois. Big snowfall. But I think it's important to get out. And I know a lot of people don't like getting on trail when it's snowing.
This is great. No problem at all.
Me too. I think there's actually traction on this kind of footing. It's when it freezes over and snows again, freezes over, that you might have slippery black ice spots. I encouraged a vice principal of mine back in 2015 to go hiking, and I think he loved it until he slipped on black ice and he pulverized half of his body, black and blue, and it became a PTSD issue. So sorry about that. But however, it's important. So we can always use crampons, or micro spikes, and the new footing. What do you have for shoes?
Little hiking shoes like yours. Hiking shoes.
So I use Lowas. Tom has a different set, but the tread pattern is strong. But you can also get micro spikes and or crampons, and I did do a video on that. Had these big nasty crampons when I took my last group to Mount Whitney, and that's almost like a martial arts ninja shoe where you just dig into anything, even at an incline of 45 degrees on ice. But you don't need that for out here. We should be able to embrace going out at least 3 days a week to 4 days a week. I think it would help. Now, again, if you're using hiking in a forest preserve, which a couple of my patients do, or hiking in your neighborhood for your exercise in Zone 2, try to target 180 minus your age and maintain that for about 30 minutes. How's your heart rate now?
133.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Mine's 108, so I'm dropping below the deck. You're still high, and everybody has, I guess that's the value of having a partner or a hiking buddy, is that you have company and you community and or a spouse. But if I'm used to carrying heavy packs and Tom isn't, his heart rate will go faster, higher. And again, we want Zone 2 to allow all the muscles, mitochondria, to get used to fat burning. It's not a guarantee, but it's a pretty good result. Fat burning in Zone 2 the majority of your week, and then glucose burning in Zone 5 that small percentage of time when you're really crazy with your cardio, that would be the perfect mitochondrial exercise to keep longevity, have your cells function properly. Let me know when you get
118.
118.
Let's start walking.
That was fast. Okay, so that's interesting. You can see that if we pause, but we'll take it at a slower pace. You let me know when you hit the 125s, and we'll slow it down even further. And I know a lot of you that like to do power walking won't like this, because it'll seem like you're not exercising. And again, it's still using science to enjoy nature in addition to get the best health benefits out of this. So sometimes when you're not used to this kind of exercise, heart rate will pop up real fast. But if your recovery is good, heart rate will drop real fast, like you just experienced with Tom. Within like 3 minutes, it went from 130s to 110s. Yeah. So now what we have to do, since he went back to 110s, is throttle how fast we are on trail. I'm gonna leave it up to you to pace. And you keep on checking. Now, I don't want you always checking your watch and wearing it overnight. It is only for figuring out what your pace is. So let me know every 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll fine tune it to 117. Now, for me though, Fitbit, I always have to scroll up. I'm 107, so I'm at the lower end of zone 2, and that's still fine for the purposes of me training. 128. So what you can do if it's too hard to find that sweet spot is go, pause, and that might get us an average of 117 to 120s. So, and going above or below is not bad when you're trying to find your pace. Sometimes, if, like in the case where I have somebody that's used to it, but I might have a heart rate that I need to go higher because I'm a tiny bit younger, and when I'm with really young people, it's 180 minus say 25. That's a lot. That's a really high heart rate. It's for zone 2, and they have to probably go a little faster than me. But you can throttle it when you're with a group by adding weight to your back. So the fast guys and girls can get a backpack on, put some equipment back there. I had somebody carry bowling balls once. Yeah. Or water is easy. A gallon of water is about 8.3 pounds. 2 gallons, 16 pounds. That's pretty decent for a half hour of walking. Or you carry a kid on your back. Grandkids would be too heavy.
Yeah, like
right.
us.
Right. So that's the beauty of hiking. That's how you can use being in the wilderness to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If you don't have a watch, then listen, the talk test is fair. I've been able to get these sentences out at 108, a little low on the end of zone 2. I've been able to get the sentences out without too much of a break. Tom, say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So at the end, you have to squeeze that out.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a talk test, and when it's like that, that's kind of zone 2-ish. Let me guess.
Let's see. Yep, 119.
119. Hey, that's a great experiment.
Yeah.
So the talk test with the Pledge of Allegiance is a great experiment. So hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas about how to get out on trail. Be careful if you're going to be going to the forest preserves in Illinois because of the possible ice underneath the snow. Be careful if you're carrying a backpack. If you like hiking, I'll be training a group for the 2024 excursion that I'm running to Mount Rainier. So we're not summiting. It's too hard. You have to hire people to avoid the crevasses of ice. We're just going to 2, possibly 3 summits that are day hikes. It'd be really cool if you haven't done that. And I'm bringing my family, so I'm not going to leave you guys on your own, but you always have to go with a hiking buddy.
You talked your wife into that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because well, my uncle's there. I want her and my son to enjoy nature and summiting, but not summiting to what my wife calls it extreme hiking, which is fair because of the altitude. But there's beauty in nature, and every time I take a group back on the way back to the Illinois area, everybody's HRV pops up. HRV is heart rate variability, usually found on Garmin's and Apple's. But when you have a higher HRV, you're healthier, better sleep, good exercise, balanced sympathetic and parasympathetic autonomic system. That is longevity. Anyway, come out to one of our hikes. You can sign up at my website, herbal411.squarespace.com, for Dr. Reed hiking excursions, and we'll see you on trail. We found a off trail or an animal trail that didn't really lead anywhere, so we're going back to pavement. Not supposed to go off trail in the forest preserves of Illinois, but it was an accident, and Tom was leading. So